we're back today with a new video, and we decided to mix things up and bring you a challenge video.
And in terms of Indian cooking recipes, what's more challenging than a traditional Indian biryani?
My grandma's meatloaf recipe.
You know what, I was pretty excited for this video. Even if we fail and our YouTube video does like 5 views, we still have a biryani at the end of the day.
And a meatloaf.
So let's see how this goes. And if you guys notice, we have our laptops here because I want to know how to make a meatloaf. I've never made one.
Nor do I know how to make biryani, so we're gonna Google this.
I don't have high hopes, so let's see how this goes. I don't think she can make a biryani. The thing is, she underestimates. She thinks she can just get biryani off a recipe and make it. But I know how difficult it is. My mom makes a lovely biryani and...
A lovely biryani. It is quite lovely.
And in fact, most restaurants don't make a good one. There are few restaurants who get it right. So for Carolyn to just say, I'll just pop up YouTube and make an outstanding biryani, pretty unrealistic.
I'm not here to say I'm gonna make the greatest biryani, but I bet it's gonna be pretty good. I mean, I trust the recipe that I'm going to go off of. I wanted to try an Instant Pot recipe, but for the sake of this video, to make it fair, I'm going the old school route and making it by hand.
I highly doubt dumping everything in the Instant Pot is gonna get you a good biryani.
Well, next time I'm gonna try it.
Okay, let's see how this goes.
2 spouses, 2 home country dishes, and about an hour and a half. You're on.
Okay, so I found my recipe. I'll put it up right here. It's Laura, so I hope Laura helps me. Gosh, I just realized my hair looks like a mess. But you know what, we are already into this, so.
And I found my recipe from handingtheglobe.com. I think I can handle this.
So yeah, I'm gonna actually mix 2 recipes up and let's see how it ends up.
He's trying to get in my head with my chicken biryani.
The thing is, Carolyn thinks chicken biryani is just chicken and rice, so how can it be? And it's kind of difficult to convey what is the difference between just making chicken and rice and mixing it and an actual biryani, but I'm trying my best to convey.
That is true. How is mine gonna be? I mean, I googled a biryani recipe and it seems legit. So what's gonna be the difference on if this is real biryani that impresses him or if it's just chicken and rice? Either way, I'm sure he'll eat it just fine.
Yeah, I eat it for sure. Firstly, Carolyn calls it biryani, which itself is kind of funny.
Biryani. Well, I'd like to see you make a meatloaf successfully when you've never eaten one and never seen one before. At least I know of experience of, you know, chicken biryani.
Yeah, Carolyn's actually had it, and that's true. I have not personally.
He's going in blind.
Yeah, I'm just going by, okay, we gotta bake some meat and...
But he asked me what would be like a, you know, because chicken biryani is like a very traditional Indian, you know, meal that's common. And so he's like, give me something that's kind of like a classic American dish. And even though I wouldn't say meatloaf is like a 2021 classic American dish that millennials and young families are whipping up on a Tuesday night, he knows how to cook chicken, so I needed to make it a little more complicated than that. So I went back a few decades, went through my childhood memories, and I know my grandma makes an amazing meatloaf. So I think that's a pretty classic old-fashioned American meal that I know you're gonna like.
I've heard about this grandma's meatloaf and I asked her, can I get the recipe? And the answer was no, so...
I don't have it.
Yeah, that's what they say when they want to win a challenge.
I need to call Grandma. And the thing about Grandma is I'm gonna call her and say, hey Grandma, what's your recipe? Oh, I don't know, Carolyn, I just make it because I know how to make it. And then she's not gonna be able to tell us like a real recipe because that's how grandmas all over the world cook. I bet your mom doesn't have a recipe for this. She just knows what it is and it's amazing.
My mom actually does have a recipe, but she never asked, so I never shared it.
I don't mean to intrude on your meatloaf recipe, but I don't know what the bread is for.
You know what? Don't worry about it. I've gone through like 7 YouTube videos and I filtered out the good parts from each, and trust me.
The good parts from each. Well, I'm curious to see what this is going to turn out to be.
It's gonna be my version of a meatloaf. But
I'm actually more excited though. I get to eat this.
since this is a challenge, we gotta do it the good way. If this was a regular video, I'd eat the sides. But when it's a challenge, it's game on.
The thing about meatloaf is Telwyn thinks that just because it's an American dish, it's going to be super simple to make. He's like, oh, just throw some ground beef and tomato sauce in a loaf pan. Between you and me, I don't even think he knows what a loaf pan is.
Well, Carolyn wants to make this recipe. To be honest, she doesn't even know what all the masalas are. She's gonna read out their garam masala and she's gonna come back to me. Hey, Telwyn, where's the garam masala? You know what? I may even misguide her.
Telwyn, where's the cardamom? I think Telwyn got worried that my biryani wasn't going to be up to his standards, so he ended up sharing with me his mom's recipe anyway. And I must say, it is dramatically different than the recipe I was going to make. I didn't see anything about crunchy onions on the other one, so...
There's gonna be a biryani with no crunchy onions.
What a catastrophe averted. Now this one does omit quantities, therefore it's up to my discretion. So it's gonna be like bam, 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 lots of everything. It's prep time.
For a change, Carolyn has all the Indian spices and a whole bunch of things going on that side. And yeah, there's a lot of camera setup going up. So, and the reason I have this headphones on is because my recipe is on YouTube and I can secretly listen to it.
That sounds like cheating to me.
How is that cheating? You're reading, I'm listening.
Break with both of our meats. This cooking competition's starting to heat up.
Yeah, but frankly, I don't have too many steps after this. I'm worried for Carolyn because I don't even know how many steps she has to do to get a perfect biryani.
Yeah, but at least mine's all visible, where yours is going to be hidden in an oven, so I think that's where we're really going to see the progress here.
I am really nervous about the oven part.
Good luck, Telwyn.
Here we go. See you in a while. Hey guys, so we are back. We intended for 30 minutes, but it took almost 2 hours. I was a little caught up, but it should do well for the marination.
Yeah, for marinating, we're fine. For my nerves, it's not been going well for me. I've had some time to marinate myself, and I'm in 80% panic mode. He set me up, and this is what happened. I'm dealing now with too many recipes. He got in my head because he's combining 2 meatloaf recipes. He showed me his mom's biryani recipe. There's no quantity measurements. I got a little hyped up because I didn't understand what was 1 pan or 2 pans, and I couldn't mathematically make it out. Then I'm like, okay, forget her recipe, go back to my other recipe. But then my recipe, I'm like, should I use regular tomatoes or canned tomatoes? Because his mom uses regular, the recipe uses canned. And then I got a little freaked out. But I think I've been able to work out a game plan.
I think the issue was she's following a blog while I'm following a YouTube video where I can see stuff and it's more easy to comprehend. She's going by a bunch of text and she has no clue how things are supposed to look like.
Well, and then the YouTube video I brought up introduced a completely different technique, which I'm already like too far in to like switch techniques. So I was like,
all in all, it seems like a good news for my challenge.
you've only gotten to the marinating steps, sir.
I know, but the thing is, I don't think we want each other to fail because we will be stuck eating that food for the next week.
Oh, and my onions. Okay, your mom did not...
That was funny.
This is Telwyn's mom's fault. She didn't explain in her recipe how to make the onions crispy, so I ended up sauteing them. They still taste really good and they smell amazing,
yeah,
but they're not what they're supposed to
They
be.
taste and smell good. I came down, I was like, whoa, something smells nice. Did she win this already? And come and see this.
They're sauteed. They should go on a hamburger, and we would really enjoy them.
Carolyn's actually never fried anything at the house. So.
I almost forgot a super crucial step in Towan's mom's recipe for her biryani that is not in this recipe that I have, and that is to soak your rice for 30 minutes before I cook it. I've never soaked rice before I cook it, you know, just rinse it and everything, but I'm going to do it. Are these real ingredients or are these just things we found outside? Because, like, honestly, this just looks like foliage. What do you say?
Foliage.
I don't, like, that's literally a leaf and a piece of branch, and I don't get it. And this thing, if I could open it, this thing is scary looking. Is this a dried octopus? What is this? It's got little, like, spinies.
Well, I told you it's gonna be tricky to handle all the spices.
Can I give up yet? I feel like I'm waving my white flag. I surrender. I'm cooking with ghee. I've never cooked with ghee before. Also, our ghee turned red. Is that normal?
It's the color of the lid, I guess.
Is that okay?
Bring some passion into your cooking. Have some smile. It'll show in the food.
My onions really defeated me.
Honey, where's the loaf pan?
We've lived here for over a year. How do you not know where it is?
Well, I said my baking skills are pretty lame. I've never had the need to bake anything, and I don't know what. There's like 17 what is it? Shelves here.
Okay, it's in a bottom level one. I'll narrow it down for you.
Oh, that's the narrowing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know what a loaf pan looks like?
Are you talking about this? I need a much bigger one.
Just keep looking, sir.
There
you go. Those are silicone. Those are from my grandma.
Did we have metal ones, or is this what I was looking for?
You can keep looking. I'm not actually sure if I have full-size metal.
Oh, okay. I can work with this.
Keep looking though. There might be.
I never imagined what I was looking for was red, so. Okay, so this is the moment of truth. Trying to flip this into the pan. The thing is, the way I saw it on YouTube, the pan was kind of hard. This is kind of flexible, so I don't know how this is going to turn out. And plus my lack of skills, of course. It's like holding a baby. Only like a jelly. Seems to be a lot of air in here, so that's never a good sign, it seems. Okay, let's see how this looks. What if even comes out? Sticking a little bit, but not too much. Okay, not bad, not bad. Just a little mishap, just one bacon is stuck. But you know what? No, we can get that rolling. Right here. That's how it
goes. There we go. Not bad, right? Looks nice. Little Carolyn, are you scared?
A little bit.
There we go. Time to get the glazing done. Time to stick this puppy in. I'm a little nervous about the size, so we'll know how it turns out when it turns out. Oops. The oven's at 350, which is around 170 Celsius, and it should stay in there for roughly an hour. So,
I'm feeling a lot better about this. It's coming together quite well. I need to check on my chicken temperature. My rice cooked in record time. I'm very impressed with my rice. Chicken should be good. I think I'm going to be done with this an entire hour before Talwin is, because it's cooking in the oven for quite some time.
stop.
We are in the finishing stages of chicken biryani. Timing wise, this actually was pretty quick. So right now I am layering the bottom with rice. Gotta get a lot of rice. I've got a big pan here.
Seems like a slow process.
Let's beat that up first. Okay, now I'm going to turn this on low and let it simmer all together for a few minutes, and then we're gonna have a taste test.
Now hopefully I don't drop this, because it'll be a big mess to clean up. Okay, got this puppy. There's a lot of fat. Yes. Ooh. Here we go. There we go. Easy. That's a lot of meat right there. So after draining like 2 gallons of fat, we're finally ready to cut it. So here we go. Guns are there. So as you can see, it's nice and soft and tender.
I'm gonna serve up my biryani now.
I'm excited. The thing is, I'm also so hungry that I can't wait to taste it.
So
I might probably end up eating all of it.
What are your initial thoughts, look-wise? Give me a score on visual, not this plating, that was bad, but in the dish.
In the dish, it looks pretty good. The rice is a bit sticky, like Carolyn said, so restaurant-wise it should separate, but I'm not gonna be picky because we're eating at home. As long as the taste and flavor is there, I should be good.
It's pretty hot.
Okay, it is pretty hot. Thing is, I'm equally hungry. Okay, first I'll just taste a little bit of the rice. This is pretty good.
Really?
I must say, this is a nice biryani. It's pretty spicy, more spicier than we usually eat, but it'll be perfect with a little yogurt. This is awesome. Let me get into it. You know, when I looked at the chicken and the way things were going, I was going to be like, this may not turn out well. But you know what? Taste-wise, this is awesome. I'm not going to say how traditional or non-traditional this is, but this is awesome.
Oh my gosh, it really is so good.
You can feel that fragrance.
It is spicier than we normally cook Indian food, which is surprising.
Am I still supposed to react or can I just keep eating?
I give myself a 7.5 out of 10.
I'd actually give you 8. This is good. Like there's things we can improve on, but in terms of shared food and taste, it's pretty good.
Ah,
I love it.
success. All right. Well, you did an amazing job with presentation, I must admit. However, it's gonna be kind of hard to judge because there's no way my grandma Evelyn would bake bacon-wrapped meatloaf. So,
Why wouldn't she?
are you trying to put us in an early grave, Telman? There was so much grease. All right, but let's give it a taste.
If you want to win a taste test, just make it unhealthy. You gotta get some bacon in it.
No, I didn't get any bacon.
We usually never buy bacon, by the way.
It's really good. You're gonna love it.
I'm excited to try it.
It's amazing. We need some mashed potatoes on the side. It's actually, now that I eat it, it's not like as greasy as it would look. It tastes amazing. It's cooked and it's really soft.
Might need a little salt.
That's good though.
It was fun.
I'm excited to have this. I'm gonna take this for lunch tomorrow. You can have my biryani, I'll take the meatloaf.
Well, good thing we don't have to worry about food for the next couple of weeks.
I know! I'm gonna take this to work with me.
Zoe says she'd like a bite.
She's right over here. She's waiting for everything. So how do you think we both did? I give you an 8 out of 10 on your meatloaf. I think the meatloaf part, I think a lot of your flavor is actually coming from the bacon. Your meatloaf itself could have a little bit more salt, but all in all,
That's fair.
really delicious. Good job.
Yeah, and it was a fun experience baking stuff, so.
And we didn't even knock into each other. I thought we would have more of a problem being in each other's way, but his dish was a baking dish. My dish was a skillet dish on top, and we were able to prep. So it actually worked out really well. We'll have to cook in tandem more often.
That's true. It was fun, and we ended up with a bunch of food. Even if it's no YouTube views, we're good. So like and subscribe. We may do something crazy later on.
Alright guys, thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.
We'll catch you next time, and we're probably fat.
I'm gonna go eat my biryani.